Hi everyone, welcome into this week's My Weekly CBS Fix. Hope you had a wonderful Pesach. In this week's parasha, Parshas Achrimos, the Torah tells us that anybody who is supposed to bring an offering, a karban, to the Beis HaMikdash, and he slaughters it outside of the temple, outside of the tent of meeting, it is as if he has shed blood, as if he committed murder, and that person will get cut off spiritually from his people. We mentioned this question a couple of years ago. As to the question is, what is the connection to one slaughtering an animal in the improper place outside the temple? Why should that be considered bloodshed? This year I want to share an answer for you from a great rabbi who had an incredible impact on my life, Rabbi Victor Miller, who today is his yahrzeit. Today is the day that he passed away in 2001, April 20th, Chav Zayin Nisan, and he explains as follows. He explains that when a person would bring a karban to Hashem, the person bringing the sacrifice would undergo an incredible transformation, in that he would completely feel as if it was himself that was being sacrificed up to Hashem, which is the purpose of bringing an offering. The purpose of bringing an offering is that Hashem, in His great compassion, allows that when we bring the blood of an animal, that blood should be in place of our blood, as we have explained before. And when the person would go through the entire motions of it, and he would see the gush of the blood, and he would see the fires consuming it, it would completely transform him, and it would make him a different person. He would go home and he would relate to his family, everything that had happened to him, everything he had experienced, maybe some of themselves had experienced, and it became a universal Jewish way of doing tshuva, of coming back to Hashem. That looking at that blood, beholding that blood, reminded a person that it was possibly his blood or her blood, and it was a way to receive atonement, and it completely changed a person's life. So the Torah is telling us that when somebody could go through such a transformation, and instead of slaughtering the animal in the correct place, they slaughtered outside the temple in a non-consecrated place, then that entire bloodletting was completely for nothing. And who is he killing? He's killing himself, because without going through that transformation of returning to Hashem through this sacrifice, then he's killing himself, and he's wasting an opportunity of coming closer to Hashem. And he doesn't meet that person that he could have met, his future self, and he remains the same person. To Hashem, that's considered bloodshed. You're committing spiritual suicide by not doing it. Certainly there's no death penalty that comes along with such a thing. But from the language of the Torah, we see how harsh it is to Hashem that somebody should go through such a process, and could go through such a process, and become so close and unified back to Hashem as one, and spread that information towards his family and to other people. Instead, he does not utilize that, and he slaughters the animal in the wrong place. Henceforth, to Hashem, it's as if a person committed murder. Who did he kill? He killed himself. That is our responsibility, to always make sure that we can come as close to Hashem as much as possible, whether that's through sacrificing animals, whether that's through doing kindness, whether that's through loving your neighbor as you love yourself, whether it's through keeping Shabbos better, whether it's recognizing Hashem more in this world. All the different things that Rabbi Miller would espouse, these are all simple things that we can utilize to become great and to grow close to Hashem. And anytime we don't do it, we would be committing a spiritual suicide. And after 120 years old, that's when we're going to pull our hairs out in the next world. I should have done such a simple thing. I could have come close to Hashem. So don't waste these opportunities. Have a wonderful Shabbos. I'll talk to you next week, and thank you for listening.